I got invited to this fancy CEO conference in London, and they thought they were getting a linguist to talk about exotic languages, but they weren't expecting that actually I would give the talk in their own native language of corporate jargon.
But feel free to touch base offline and I can provide some additional color.
But first, thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video.
I'm constantly traveling or talking to people from around the world, and ExpressVPN helps me keep up, whether I'm on sketchy cafe Wi-Fi or need to unblock apps while abroad. When I travel and connect to random Wi-Fi networks at airports or coffee shops around the world, I like to use ExpressVPN. It creates a secure tunnel, protecting my emails, passwords, and even credit card information from hackers. And it's also really useful for online privacy at home. Your internet service provider can see and even sell your browsing history in the US. Even when you're in incognito mode, your boss, your school, or whoever owns your Wi-Fi can see every single site you visit. But ExpressVPN encrypts your internet traffic, making all your online activity completely private. Another awesome feature, ExpressVPN lets you change your virtual location, giving you access to shows and movies blocked in your country. For instance, Rick and Morty is not available on American Netflix, but it is available on German Netflix, which you can access with one click of ExpressVPN. So check it out yourself. ExpressVPN is offering 4 months free exclusively for you guys. Just scan the QR code on screen, click the link in the description, or head straight to expressvpn.com/Xiaomanyc.
Good morning. I am a YouTuber and linguistic anthropologist, and I travel the world studying and documenting languages and cultures, from Amazon tribes to Bangkok street vendors. But it is my special pleasure to be invited here to London to present my findings from my most recent expedition here at NEWSWEEK's New Destinations International Travel Conference. I was walking past shimmering glass towers, temples perhaps, when I encountered a strange tribe wearing ceremonial dark tailored clothes with tight collars and polished leather foot coverings. They spoke into glowing devices lodged in their ears, perhaps communicating with an unseen higher power. In one hand, they held black ritual slabs they never looked up from. In the other, steaming paper cups of bitter liquid, sipped with sacred regularity. Yes, my paper today is entitled An Introductory Field Study of London's Indigenous Business Tribe. And although as a linguist I've studied many exotic languages, I couldn't make heads or tails of their strange dialect. It was completely unintelligible. So I did what any linguistic anthropologist would do in order to learn this language. I sat through earnings calls. I subscribed to thought leadership newsletters I couldn't understand. I even, at the urging of my very own mother, got a real job. Briefly. Now, in my line of work, I've learned how to introduce myself in many ways. Whether Inumizun Latsiwa Nibi in Nigeria, 我很荣幸今天来到这里 in China, or a more formal Fus your dues giza we swally will ya in Scotland. That is actually legit Scots, by the way. Your laughter is highly problematic. And so today I'd like to test my progress by introducing myself in your native tongue, corporate jargon. And after all my research, and at some risk of cultural appropriation, I believe I'm ready to participate in your tribe's most important public ritual, the humble brag post on LinkedIn. I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that I've been given the incredible opportunity to keynote NEWSWEEK's International Travel Conference as Chief Ninja Rockstar Growth Hacker Synergy Evangelist. Today truly marks a new chapter in my life, and while I'm beyond humbled, I can't say I'm at all surprised. When you relentlessly optimize your personal brand equity like me, these are precisely the outcomes you manifest. I want to thank my incredible team, me, my mentor, also me, and the algorithm for always believing in me. But now let's circle back to the real mission-critical, actionable insights from my time in the field. I've realized we're really not so different, you and I. You like to leverage synergies. I like to leverage full disclosure cultural immersion frameworks. You like to maximize shareholder value. I like to maximize immediate, unfiltered stakeholder feedback delivered via legacy oral protocols. You like to unlock new revenue streams? I also like to unlock new revenue streams, to be perfectly honest. Hey, you gotta monetize somehow. But jokes aside, this is an important topic, and I need your buy-in for a second. I know we're all bandwidth constrained, so I'll keep this high level. But feel free to touch base offline, and I can provide some additional color. I want to step back for a second and ask, what brought you here today? No, not what Q3 deliverable you're looking to actualize, but rather, what made you fall in love with travel in the first place? Was there a moment when you were a kid and you spun that plastic globe you got for Christmas and wondered what it might be like to visit some of those faraway places someday? Did you ever stare out an airplane window on your very first flight in silent awe? Or, like me, did you find an old book full of fading Chinese characters in your childhood closet, trace your finger across the script you couldn't read yet, and wonder who wrote it and why? Because if you didn't, then congrats on being well-adjusted and probably having a very successful career in private equity. And I do have some low-hanging fruit I think would be an absolute game changer for you, though. We can circle back offline. But anyway, what you're selling is not flights, and it's not hotel packages, and it's not metrics. Travel is at its core about human connection. And what I've found is that you can connect with just about anyone by learning even a few words of their language. Corporate jargon gets a bad rap, but it isn't meaningless. It may sound dry, but it's still a culture, a shared language, a way for humans, not just team members, to make meaning together. And in a world where AI can write your emails, track your spending, and optimize your vacation down to the minute, I think what we really need is the stuff that can't be automated. AI wrote that line, by the way. A smile between strangers. A shared joke in broken Turkish. That moment when you forget where you're from because you're too busy being amazed by where you are. That's what I chase in every video. And if you're in this room, I think you chase it too. You might call it brand storytelling. I call it wonder. You might say cross-cultural engagement. I say talking to people and meaning it. I filmed in 20 countries, in 70 languages, across nearly every continent except Antarctica. I'm still working on my penguin. But every time I connect with someone in their language, even just one word, the whole world opens up. And if I've learned anything from that, it's that we don't need any more perfect itineraries. We need more imperfect ones. So here's my actionable insight. Don't sell travel. Sell that. Sell the shaky hello in Swahili. Sell the grandma who insists you try her homemade pierogi. Sell the moment when a stranger becomes a friend because you said thank you in their language and meant it. That's not a disruption strategy. That's just being human. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you want to take a seat for me and carry on the conversation?